Hello students, welcome to Don Bosco PU College online classes. We are trying our best to make teaching learning experience easy to our students. So subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to never miss any update.
Hi dear students, I think everyone is fine at your home. Welcome back to the second part of solving the model question paper. See the 17th question. 16 questions we have solved in the previous video. In this video, let us continue with the 17th question. See the 17th question. Find the slope of the tangent to the curve. See, curve is given y equals to x cube minus x plus 1. At the point x coordinate is 3. We need to find the slope of the tangent. So slope of the tangent is what? Dy by dx. Particularly he mentioned that at the point whose x coordinate is 3. First you need to find dy by dx. Dy by dx equals to differentiation of x cube is 3x square minus differentiation of x is 1. 3x minus 1. Differentiation of 1 is 0. We need to find slope of the tangent at the point whose x coordinate is 3. So that dy by dx at x coordinate is 3, x equals to 3 equals to, in place of x you put 3 into x square minus 1. In place of x you just put 3 into 3 square minus 1. So 3 into 3 square is how much? 9 into 3 again. So 9 into 3 27 minus 1. Therefore 27 minus 1 is 26. Hence it is the slope of the tangent. Next, see the 18th question. Evaluate integration of dx divided by x plus x log x. You need to find the integration. So for this question you need to apply the method of substitution, that is equals to integration of dx divided by, in the denominator x is there, you just take it outside, then we will get x into 1 plus log x. X we have, take it outside, 1 plus log x we will get. Now put 1 plus log x equals to t. Put 1 plus log x equals to t. If we differentiate with respect to x, what we will get? With respect to x, then what we will get? Differentiation of log x is 1 by x into dx equals to dt. That is equals to integration of. So 1 by x dx. This also can be written as 1 by 1 plus log x into 1 by x into dx. See, 1 by 1 plus log x, 1 by 1 plus log x into 1 by x into dx. Now you just replace it. That is equals to integration of 1 divided by 1 plus log x is what? T, into 1 by x dx is what? dt. So 1 by t into dt. Okay. Integration of 1 by t into dt is what? Log t. That is log t plus c. Log t what we have taken for the substitution? 1 plus log t. So 1 plus log t. 1 plus log x plus c, which is a integration. Next, see the 19th question. Integrate x square into e power x with respect to x. We need to find integration of x square into e power x into dx. This you can use the product rule. integration by parts. So integration by parts, you need to remember the integration by parts formula. Integration of u into v into dx equals to uv into integration of second function minus integration of u dash into integration of v into dx. It is the formula. Maybe some of you know this formula in the functions like f of x into g of x or 1 into 2, first function into second function. Integration by parts, first function into integration of second one minus integration of differentiation of first function into integration of second function into dx. This is what you need to remember. So integration of x square, you just keep it as it is. X square first function, you just keep it as it is, into integration of the second function e power x into dx minus integration of differentiation of x square, so d by dx of x square into next integration of e power x into dx. This whole integration we need to find. We just applied the formula, that is equals to x square into integration of e power x is e power x minus integration of differentiation of x square is 2x into integration of e power x is e power x only into dx. Next, that is equals to x square into e power x minus 2, you just keep it outside, integration of x into e power x into dx. Again you just apply integration by parts, minus 2 into, again apply integration by parts, x into e power x into integration of e power x into dx minus integration of differentiation of x, so d by dx of x into integration of e power x into dx. This whole differentiation, this whole integration, this whole simplification we need to integrate once again. That is equals to x square into e power x minus 2 into x into integration of e power x is e power x minus integration of d by dx of x is 1 into integration of e power x is e power x into dx. That is equals to x square into e power x minus, apply this minus 2 inside the brackets, minus 2x into e power x minus 2 into minus is plus 2 into integration of e power x is e power x plus c, which is a constant of integration. Are you understand? For this question you need to remember this formula, integration by parts. If you know this, you can simplify very easily. For these kinds of questions, you just focus on it. See the 20th question. See the next question. Find the order and degree of the differential equation. So finding the order and degree of the differential equations, I already explained in differential equations. Very easily we will get 2 marks in this question. Very simple. Listen carefully. So we need to find order and degree. Order and degree. Kindly do not confuse. Maybe many of you will get confused, like many are going to write degree as order, order as degree. Kindly do not confuse. There is no confusion. You just listen properly, that order is what? The highest derivative of the differential equation is called order. Highest derivative. dy by dx, first derivative. d square by dx square, second derivative. d square by dx square, second derivative. Therefore, here the highest derivative is what? 2 only. So order is 2. Degree is what? The highest, the power of the highest derivative of the differential equation. the power of highest derivative. Highest derivative is what? D square y by dx square. This power is what? 2. Order is nothing but the highest derivative of the differential equation is called order of the differential equation, that is 2. Degree means the power of the order of the differential equation is called the degree of the differential equation. Understand? Next, see the 21st question. Find the unit vector in the direction of the PQ vector where P and Q are the points 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 3 respectively. Points has given points P 1, 2, 3. Next Q 4, 5, 6. Find the vector PQ vector. Find the vector PQ vector. x2 minus x1i, y2 minus y1j plus y2 minus z2 minus z1k. You just remember the formula that x2 minus x1 into I plus y2 minus y1 into j plus z2 minus z1 into k. x1 y1 z1, x2 y2 z2. It is x1 y1 z1, x2 y2 z2. x2 minus x1, 4 minus 1 into I plus 5 minus 2 into j plus 6 minus 3 into k. 4 minus 1 is 3i plus 3j plus 3k. So PQ vector is PQ vector is 3i plus 3j plus 3k. Okay. We need to find a unit vector. Unit vector we have to find. See the unit vector. Unit vector we need to find. That is what unit vector is what? How to find the unit vector? We have the formula in vector algebra. I already told you that PQ unit vector of PQ is PQ vector divided by magnitude of PQ. PQ vector divided by magnitude of PQ vector. So PQ vector already we have. It is what? PQ vector. PQ vector already we have PQ vector. We need to find the magnitude of PQ. We need to find the magnitude of PQ only. So first next thing, find out PQ vector, magnitude of PQ equals to square root of 3 square I component square plus j component is 3 square, k component is also 3 square, that is equals to 3 square 9 plus 9 plus 9 is how much? 27, root 27. Now apply the formula for finding the unit vector. We know that PQ cap equals to PQ vector divided by magnitude of PQ vector. So PQ vector is what? That is equals to PQ vector 3i plus 3j minus 3k, sorry, plus 3k, 3i plus 3j plus 3k whole divided by root 27. Now simplify it further, that is equals to 3 by root 27 into I cap plus 3 by root 27 into j cap plus 3 by root 27 into k cap. It is a unit vector along the direction of PQ vector. It is 21st question. Next, see the 22nd question. See the 22nd question. Find the area of the parallelogram whose adjacent sides are the vectors. Two vectors has given. A vector equals to 3i plus j plus 4k. B vector equals to I minus j plus k. A vector and B vector we have. We need to find the area of the parallelogram. First, you need to remember the formula for finding the parallelogram. So formula for finding the parallelogram is A cross B. Area of a parallelogram is magnitude of A cross B. It is the formula, right? First we need to find A cross B. A cross B we need to find. It is the formula to find the area of a parallelogram, that is magnitude of A cross B. First find out A cross B. So A cross B equals to, how to find A cross B? Determinant, by using the method of determinant. I, J, K. Write the components of A vector, 3, 1, 4. 3, 1, 4. Next, the component of B vector, 1, minus 1, plus 1. Next, find out A cross B, plus, minus, plus. That is equals to, write I cap as it is, minus J cap, minus J, plus K cap, plus I, minus J, plus K. Next, for finding the components of I, delete that corresponding row and corresponding column. Delete that corresponding row and corresponding column. 1 into 1 is 1, minus of 4 into minus 1 is plus 1. See, 1 into 1 is 1, minus of 4 into minus 1 is 4 into minus 1. Next, delete that corresponding row. Next, J components. Delete that corresponding row and corresponding column. What we will get? 3 into 1. 3 into 1 is 3, minus 4 into 1 is 4. 3 minus 4. Understand? Next, for finding the components of K, delete that corresponding row and corresponding column. What we will get? 3 into minus 1 is minus 3, minus 1 into 1 is 1, minus 1. So minus 3, minus 1. That is equals to, minus into minus 4 is plus 4, 1 plus 4 is 5. So 5i, minus 1 we will get, so minus into minus is plus J, minus 4K. It is A cross B. It is A cross B. But we need to find the area of a parallelogram. So area of a parallelogram, how to find area of a parallelogram? The magnitude of A cross B is a area of a parallelogram. So find out magnitude of A cross B. Magnitude of A cross B equals to square root of 5 square is 25 plus 1 plus K component whole square is 4 square is 16 equals to how much? 42. Therefore area of a parallelogram is magnitude of A cross B, that is root 42 square units. Hence it is a area of a parallelogram. Next, see the 23rd question. 23rd question, find the distance of the point 3, minus 2 to the plane. So we need to find the distance of a point 3, minus 2 plus 1 to the plane. Which plane it is? 2x minus y plus 2z plus 3 equals to 0. Very simple it is. I am going to solve this question in CET method. For finding the distance, d equals to apply modulus. Write the given plane. Given plane is what? 2x minus y plus 2z plus 3. It is a given plane, right? Divided by square root of x coefficient is 2 square, y coefficient is minus, that is minus 1 whole square, plus z coefficient is 2 square. So distance d equals to, now put x, y, z, substitute that point in this plane. X, y, z. X is 3, y is minus 2, 1, y, z is 1. So 3, minus 2 plus 1. Very simple. Now you can easily find out. So 2 into 3 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 2 is 10, 10 plus 3 13. So modulus of 2 into 3 is 6 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3 divided by square root of 2 square 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9, root 9. So distance D equals to 6 plus 2 8, 8 plus 2 10, 10 plus 3 is 13, 13 divided by 3. Distance is 13 divided by 3 is the distance units. It is the solution for the 23rd question. This question I was explained in CET method, not a regular. This I was solved in CET method. Next, see the next question. Next question we have probability distribution. That probability distribution is not there in your textbook. I mean, it was deleted from your NCERT syllabus in this academic year. So for 24th question, you no need to bother about it. 24th question is out of syllabus. Out of the syllabus. You no need to bother about it. If you want, you can simplify the value of k. It is very easy. See the table. Probability of p of x is 0.1, k, 2k, 2k, k we have, right? So therefore you need to add all those all those probabilities must be equals to 1. Therefore 0.1 plus k plus 2k plus 2k plus k equals to 1. That's it. For this question, you need to remember one point, that sum of the probabilities must be equals to 1. Sum of the probabilities must be equals to 1. So that 0.1 plus k plus 2k plus 2k plus k equals to 1. Now here we have one equation. By using this equation, we can simplify the value of k. Send this 0.1 to the right. K plus 2k plus 2k plus 2k. 3k 5k plus 6k. 6k equals to 1 minus 0.1. So 6k equals to 1 minus 0.1. So how to find 1 minus 0.1? 1.0, 0.1, 0.9. So 0.9, we want the value of k equals to 0.9 divided by 6. It is the value of k. Hence, these are the questions related to 2 marks questions. Hence, these are the questions 2 marks questions. This question is out of the syllabus. Out of syllabus. This question is out of syllabus. Don't worry. They won't ask. They won't ask. Next, we will move on to the 3 marks questions. See the 25th question. Show that the relation R in the set of all integers Z defined by R equals to is an equivalence relation. First write down the given relation R equals to A comma B such that 2 divides A minus B. 2 divides A minus B. Set is given. See the question, 25th question. Set is given relation or in the set of all integers. So integers. First, for if it is an equivalence relation, that must be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So reflexive, that should be reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Recall the definitions of reflexive. Recall the definitions of reflexive. So reflexive definition is what? A comma A belongs to R. For all A belongs to the given set. I'm just briefly explaining. Symmetric is what? A comma B belongs to R, then B comma A belongs to R. It is symmetric. Transitive is what? AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R, then AC belongs to R. It is transitive. Understand? Now, by using the definitions, we need to prove reflexive, symmetric and transitive. So for reflexive, A comma A belongs to R. So A comma A belongs to R. For all A belongs to, see the set what they given for the relation R on which set? Integers. For all A belongs to Z. It is given in the question. You can read the question again. You will get A comma A belongs to R. Then A comma B, if it is A comma B, 2 divides A minus B. If it is A comma A, then 2 divides A minus A. 2 divides A minus A. A comma B is 2 divides A minus B. A comma A means 2 divides A minus A. So 2 divides A minus A is what? 0. A minus A is 0. Therefore it is reflexive. Okay. Next, symmetric is what? A comma B belongs to R, then B comma A belongs to R. So A comma B belongs to R. For all A comma B must be belongs to elements of the ordered pair must be belongs to the integers. Integers he has given in the question itself. So A comma B belongs to R. If A comma B, then 2 divides A minus B. If A comma B, then 2 divides A minus B. 2 divides A minus B. If 2 divides A minus B, 2 also divides B minus A. Then 2 also divides B minus A is nothing but B comma A is also belongs to R. B comma A is also belongs to R. Therefore it is symmetric. Therefore it is symmetric. These questions are very easy if you know the definitions of those relations. So transitive is what? A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R. AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R. For all A, B, C must be belongs to the set Z. A comma B belongs to R is what? AB belongs to R is what? See the question. 2 divides A minus B. So 2 divides A minus B. B comma C belongs to E. B comma C is belongs to R. In small is B comma C is belongs to R means what? 2 divides B minus C. 2 divides B minus C. Merge these two. Then we will get 2 divides A minus B plus B minus C, B minus C. Merge these two, A minus B, B minus C. So 2 divides A minus B plus B minus C. So minus B plus C will get cancelled. Finally, we will get 2 divides A minus C. If A comma B belongs to R, B comma C belongs to R, then A comma C is also belongs to R. 2 divides A minus C, which means A comma C is belongs to R. Therefore, it is transitive. Hence, this relation is reflexive, symmetric and transitive. Hence, it is an equivalence relation. Are you understand? I hope everyone is understand. Okay, dear students, it is the class for today. in the next video we will continue with the 26th question. Thank you.